another Ranger Facebook Live. For those of you just joining me for the first time, my name is Kelly Kronowski, Ranger Social Media Manager, and I'm so excited to be here with you today for an afternoon of crafting. I cannot believe how many weeks we've been going live every Wednesday at 3 o'clock and having just a blast. Sharing all kinds of ideas and techniques and mixing our products together, using some stuff that we find at home and creating so many wonderful projects. So today I thought, let me search around my house and see what I can find to create some fun mark making techniques. I've been seeing this all over mixed media, even abstract art, fine art, prints, just really bold, marks and patterns, and I thought, let's see how I can incorporate them into a project. Of course, as always, share the video and comment that you've shared it, because I will be picking 2 winners to receive a Ranger prize package. And for those of you who tuned in last week with my mom and me crafting video with my daughter Savannah, thank you so much for your support. She absolutely loved being live and she just had a blast. But I was slacking on choosing a winner, so that actually giveaway is still going. So if you want to scroll back to last week's video, Mom and Me card making, feel free to continue to comment and share on that video, and I will be picking a winner for that either the end of the day or tomorrow morning. So keep sharing that video as well. But thank you so much for the support on that video. My daughter Savannah, she's 5. She had a blast. So without further ado, I'm gonna get my camera set up and turn on comments so I can see what you guys are saying, and I'm excited to share this project with you today. Okay, so let's switch our camera here and let me get the comments on. Phone is upside down. Okay. Comments are loading. Hey everyone. Okay, oh, here we go. Let me tell you, it is cold here in New Jersey today. I have my cup of coffee and my space heater going. How is everyone? So, whoo, I'm excited to get going today. Share that you're live with my card making friends. Oh, thanks, David. So thank you everybody for tuning in again. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I have been. I can't believe how many weeks it's been. Let's see, like I'm trying to remember. We did glitter gels and we've done Mom and Me card making. We did our Earth Day project. We did faux terrazzo. So many great techniques. So feel free to scroll back in our feed and check out some of the other live videos. So hey Jen, thanks for tuning in. So today we are going to do some fun mark making, and we're going to make some cards and just show you how you can do it on a quick journal page as well. I'm not really an art journaler, so I just really wanted to give you the ideas here, but I love these bold prints and different looks that you get with color blocking and mark making. So let's get going. I'm gonna move this aside. Hey Marion, how are you? Okay, so get my dirty craft sheet out. Is your feed stopping and cutting out, Joanne? Tell me, just let me know how you guys are doing as far as connection, but I don't see a problem on my end, but I do go live through an app, so it's sometimes hard for me to see the feed. 94 in South Florida. I'm so jealous. Okay, so I'm gonna start out, we're gonna use, this is Ranger's watercolor paper. It's also available in smaller sheets, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 in the Distress line, but it is a heavyweight watercolor paper, and I just wanted to use a large surface just to get started and just for like playing around. It's not dirty, it's just well used, exactly. Connection is great there. Okay, great. Feed is better now, just took a while. Okay, great. I'm glad everything is going smoothly. And I'm gonna play around with some color combinations. I'm using Dina Wakley Media acrylic paints, and I will post a link to the supply list after the video is over, but you can head on over to rangerink.com, and we are open and shipping. Sorry, just knocked over my paintbrush. So I'm going to play with some different color combinations of paints today for the Dina Wakley, from the Dina Wakley line. These are a heavy body acrylic. They are really buttery and smooth. They're great for thinning out with water or using as is to hold peaks and brush strokes. So they're a great mixed media paint. And I really, really like her color palette. So I have these, and I might do something a little bit different than what I did in my sample, just kind of mix up my colors, because I kind of was liking this with, I really like those three together. So I was kind of going with 3 colors. I felt like 3 was a nice number to stick with. And actually, one of the colors I'm using, I don't have out. Here we go. Mineral. Love that mineral color too. All right, let's see here. I love these together. All right, too many options here. Oh, Courtney, you're using Ranger stuff right now? That's awesome. Yes, definitely. On these Wednesdays, this is just the perfect time to craft along and just create together. All right, I'm just putting out some of this on my craft sheet, and I'm actually, let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. Oh, that's in. Trying to zoom out a little. All right, I gotta work a little closer this way. All right, so just putting some paints out on the craft sheet. So I'm using blushing, turquoise, lemon, I have some buff. I'm going in with a wide paintbrush here, and this is another project that I do not want you to think too hard about. Who is teaching? My name is Kelly Kranowski. I am the social media manager at Ranger, and I've been doing weekly lives on our Facebook page, just showing different techniques. I don't really think of myself as a teacher because I am just a maker and I am not a professional crafter, but like all of you, I just like to have some fun. So look, and we're just adding different blocks of color here, not really trying to think too hard about it. And the kind of messier you are, the better this looks when you're done. And I'm working on the rough side of the watercolor paper, but you could certainly use the smooth side. I'm cleaning my brush off with just a cup of water in between changing colors and just wiping it off on a rag. You just got mineral in your last order. It's a gray color. Okay, so then we're just going to continue adding colors. Really, not really thinking about it too hard. Sometimes I go up and down with the stroke, and sometimes I go horizontal with the stroke. It doesn't really matter, but it does give a little bit of a different effect depending on how thick your paint you're putting on is. Creating without thinking sounds like your cup of tea, Mel. Yes, that is my cup of tea. Just like to do I usually have an idea, a general idea a couple days or weeks in advance for these lives, but I don't actually figure the project out until usually the day before. So yesterday I was going all over my house trying to find some objects to use in my mixed media for my mark making. So just blocks of color. I kind of work in threes. You can work in smaller sections, you can do smaller shapes. Kind of messed up my color order here. All right, I'm not gonna use the buff right now. I was gonna use buff, but it's gonna be unbalanced, so. So that's all right. Add more blushing up to the top here. I love these colors. These are like my jam right here. Okay. And then one more turquoise over here. And I make them all different sizes. Again, I promise that the less perfect these are, the better it looks when you're done. Okay. I'm just gonna bring this yellow down just a little bit to close off this white space. All right, and then just maybe a little bit more here too. And these paints, when you apply like a thin coat, they actually dry like very quickly. So now for the marks, what I used is distress paint in black soot. So I wanted a nice black stroke for my marks, and the distress paint is a thinner formula than the media paint, where the media is heavy bodied. The distress paint is a lot thinner, and so I just thought it would achieve more of a fluid stroke. So you could use any black paint that you have. Hey, Colleen. So I'm just putting out a nice generous amount on my craft sheet over here. So I can slide this over just a little bit more. There you go, right there, nice little puddle. Will you be doing any more live Wednesdays with the Ranger artists? So all of the Ranger signature designers kind of have their own things going. So Dina goes live on her page on Tuesdays and Fridays. No, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm sorry. And Diane, she does her Dilutions Day by Day on her YouTube. And Tim is live on Saturdays. Simon goes live on his YouTube or does videos on his YouTube. So they all kind of have their own agenda, I should say. But I do Friday crafty hours, which are right now live on Instagram. And this week we will have a Q&A with Diane, and next week we'll have a Q&A with Wendy. And then from there, I may be moving that series, the Ranger Crafty Hour, which is Fridays at 3 o'clock, to Facebook. And I'm hoping to do another paint and sip with Sharon Harris, who's the Alcohol Ink artist. We did a paint and sip with her over on Instagram. So stay tuned, there'll be more to come. And so hopefully some more collaboration at that point. But right now, the Wednesday at 3 o'clock is just me. Okay, so let's get to making some marks on these blocks of color. So I have a whole array of items I looked around my house for, and I think my favorite is this pine cone. So I grabbed a pine cone from outside. I grabbed some Q-tips, those make some good dots. An old toothbrush that makes some cool effects. I have a stick. I have a hair tie. I have a bunch of things. So I'm just gonna show you. This is kind of like my, I don't know, just sample board, I guess you could say. to show you how these, oh, I dropped my pine cone, to show you how these guys work. But certainly I encourage you to just go around your house, find some cool things that you might get cool effects with, and try it out just like this. So I'm gonna start here with the pine cone, and I loved the effect I got with this. Now check out these really cool, and you want a good amount of paint on your object, but check out those really cool little dots. I loved these. I was so excited when I tried this out and was like, whoa, look at those cool little dots. They're like little tear raindrops. And look, you could go over your space. You don't have to stick in that painted area. You could kind of go over a little bit, but super cool. David, you had your Wednesdays and Fridays mixed up. Yeah, tell me about it. Alcohol ink artist. Did I say alcohol artist? I'm sorry. Although, I don't know, we do have some cocktails at the Ranger Crafty Hour when we paint and sip, so. Okay, so really cool pattern with that pine cone. Next, I will show you, this is probably one of my favorites, and this is just actually a simple tag. You could use an old credit card or gift card or a piece of cardstock, but this isn't really like too found of an object, but I still really loved the effect, so I just am dipping the edge of it right into that paint. I mean, you guys probably can't really see that, but watch how cool this is. I'm gonna just make sure I get right. I'm gonna try and do this with my right hand so that you guys can see it better. So I can't guarantee what, but look at those cool lines. So that one wasn't like long enough, but that's okay. I'm gonna just go back on this side now. And I just kind of, like, I'm just zigzagging it. How cool is that? Okay, and then we'll do one down here, but I'm gonna go vertical. Oop. So, and you want to be careful, like down here, let me move this up a little. I just folded the edge a little bit and it kind of made a bigger splat, but that's right. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do like a crosshatch. I love this because there's no right or wrong and there's no mistakes. So now we have this like really cool crosshatch down there. And let's see, what else do I have that made some really cool, oh, this was one of my favorites. So I took an eraser from just a pencil and I dip it into the black paint over here. And this made the perfect bold polka dots. Look at those, guys. And you want to go every like 2 to 3 dots, re-dip in your paint. I found that that worked the best. It's so simple, I know, and that's my style. Just simple and fun and not a lot of thoughts, because I'm a mom of 2 and obviously I work full time. So I want to be able to feel like I made something that I really like, but without taking like too much of a time to do it. Erasers are your favorite. They're really a great dotting tool, Colleen. I am a fan. All right, so I'm adding dots down here on this yellow. I try and space out my patterns. You can go close together with the dots. You could go more spaced out with the dots, whatever you like. But I liked that this was a nice size dot compared to those little pine cone things. So I really liked that. Next I'm going to show you the toothbrush. I thought the toothbrush did a pretty cool thing. So just get some paint on that. Paint on the toothbrush. And let's go in the middle here and show you what that does. Oh, too much paint. It's hard because this is wet. I'm like, okay. So I don't really like that, but that's okay. So let me show you on my other sample. See, this was the toothbrush down here. So I had a little too much paint on there. I had a little too much paint on there, but the toothbrush did this cool, like, kind of scratchy thing. And you could kind of see it there. It got a little heavy there, but that's okay. Do you use these techniques on your gel plate? I actually don't have a gel plate at home with me. So I've not tried these on the gel plate, but you certainly could. Absolutely. Okay, next is the hair clip. So this little guy was pretty cool. And I think I'm gonna let me turn my paper this way for that, because being a lefty sometimes is not the best thing in the universe. Okay, I have to, all right here, I'm gonna use from this. Okay, so I'm dipping this tip, let me hold this up for you, into the paint, and you can see you kind of will get this like V shape. So let's dip it into the paint and let's go this way. Look how cool that is. See that? See that right there? I loved the way that looked. And then I just kind of stagger them. So much fun. Again, it's not supposed to be perfect, which is great for me. This is a fun one. Okay, so you got these really cool like V things there. Okay, and then let's do one more at the bottom here. So the Q-tips just made dots. They're kind of similar to the eraser, and I kind of liked the eraser dots better, so I'm going to skip that right now, but that's certainly an option for you to use. I also, I tried the back of the palette knife to do some things, but I kind of like the hair clip better, so I'm going to not do that. Oh, the stick. So I did a stick, and that kind of made some cool, like, scratchy, things too. So let's move this up here. Scooch this over. Abstract bees. They do kind of look like, yeah, or like flying, like, I don't know, bugs of some kind. All right, and then look, you could do some like scratching with the stick. Kind of like that. What other one? Oh, and then this was really cool too. Okay, so this is just a little round elastic hair tie. Oh, hey Dina. Yeah, they do look like petals. Okay, so I'm just going to stick the elastic hair tie right into this black paint, and then I'm going to place it down on my background here and clean my hands and lift it up. And sometimes it's cool when you don't get a full circle, but this was just like the perfect circle size. Okay, now I went circle happy, but I loved that. So that was just some really, I don't know, I liked working on the big surface because then I could just test things out before I went to like, oh, a toilet paper tube. Yeah, I think the toilet paper tube is a little bit wider, but yes, you could use that. You could use a cap. Listen, I was just going around being like, this looks cool. Let me see what this does. So you could totally try any kind of object. You can, I was really looking for something that would make like a, like almost like a rectangle thing, but I didn't find anything. So Yes, they do have hair ties that are that have like the wavy things. They would probably make some cool like surfaces. So anyway, I started on this large sheet. I thought it was fun to like play around and to see like what I could actually make. And then I kind of afterwards turned it into a little bit of a journal page. You could certainly do this in your art journal. You could do it on a cover, notebook, anything like that. But before I got started on a smaller surface and turned them into cards, I thought, let me do it larger, see how it works, see what patterns I like the best and what tools I like the best. So I kind of love doing a larger surface as like a test. But of course, you know me, like nothing goes to waste. So I'm gonna turn this after it dries into a background for a journal page. So I'm gonna put this aside to dry, and then I'm gonna get started on working on my 2 card samples. Top of a binder clip. Oh, that's a cool idea for a rectangle. Okay, I might try that because I think I have one close by. Okay, so let's get started on my whites, on our card samples. So these are 2 cards that I made with this technique because I wanted to show you how you could do these on journal pages and like larger surface, but then also make it smaller and make them into cards. And ignore that, I forgot the dots were wet and it smudged. Oh, Julie, I'm glad you like the cards. So as you know, if you've been following along with these videos, I try and do a card with every video because I think sending out cards this time of year especially is just extremely important. You know, there's nothing like getting a handmade card in the mail, and I feel like so many people now could probably use a little pick-me-up, and what better way to say you're thinking of them than sending out a handmade card. So I just always I don't know, I'm more of a card maker than I am a art journaler, so I like to always include a little card project with all of these videos. So I'm just cleaning up my space just a little bit, and I'm gonna get my cardstock. I'm working on 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I think what I'll do 2 at a time because this is so fun. Those cards are very stylish. Thank you. Yes, I've been seeing this like bold color blocking with this bold black mark making on top, and so I thought, let me just let's give this a try. Okay, so I'm gonna do some of the lighter colors and then maybe some of the darker colors. I don't know. I really love this mineral, which is a Dina color. So we'll do some mineral, we'll do some, I'll do this colorway. Okay, we'll do some apricot, do like the paler colors, the more pastel, carnation, and should I do one more? Oh yeah, I want to do lavender. It'd be hard to get all these colors on there. I love colors. So when I was a kid, I literally loved to wear all the colors all the time, like all the time, all the colors. So it wasn't really cool back then to wear all the colors all the time, but now I feel like it is. Like tie-dye is coming back, and I feel like I'm really back in my lane. Okay, I'm gonna do, should I do different colors that I did before? I feel like, hold on, let me see what other colors I have. I have most of Dina's colors here, so okay, I like this combination. And then this one I'm gonna do eggplant. I love all the colors, that's my problem. We'll do peacock. So this one we'll do like some more earthy colors, and then I think I'll do buff here, and I have buff already out, so perfect. All right, let's get a paintbrush. Sherbert colors. I know, I love those colors. All right, you guys, let's get our marks going. And again, I go for 3 rows of 3, but you could do whatever you want. Okay. Need aloe. I do have aloe here actually. Oops, I just rolled my paint into my paint. Aloe, I have actually right here. I loved that release of those pastel colors. Okay, and then let's go for some apricot. I'm trying to make sure I have room for all of the colors because I want to use 4. So I just want to make sure I spread them out. I love this heather color. So true story, I have 2 sisters and they're both named Heather Ann, which we love to tease people about. So I have a sister Heather Ann and I have a stepsister Heather Ann, but we don't like to use the word step. So we love to just confuse people by telling them we're sisters and they're both named Heather Ann. It's a lot of fun. Okay, then. So I particularly like the color heather because I love purple and it reminds me of my sisters. I know, such a tough decision, right? It's like too many beautiful colors. All right, now let's get this pink in here. This is carnation. Okay, so there is my first one. I'm gonna put this aside to dry while I work on my second one. All right, these we're gonna do some earthy colors. Let me clean this paint off of here. Okay. All right, so this one we're gonna do some peacock. I always have to have like some form of bluish green, blue-green, turquoise. I just can't not. Oh, really? That was an old TV show where the 2 brothers had the same name, Daryl? That's pretty funny. I had no idea. The Bob Newhart show. Okay, now we're gonna go into eggplant. Thinking a little bit about placement here because I have such a small area to work with. Love this eggplant. Did anybody else lose the feed? Somebody said. I apologize if your internet is going in and out. It's before my time. It probably is. I recognize the name, but I can't say that I ever watched it. I'm an 80s baby. All right, and then sand is the last color that I'm gonna use here. Although olive would look really cool too. Oh my gosh, I can't decide. All right, just going for the sand. It's already out, I don't wanna waste it. Oh, see, this is my problem, all the colors. Ray Ann, you like the eggplant. Yeah, the eggplant is really pretty. It's a great shade. Okay, so there we go. We have my color blocks for the second card done here. So now we're gonna do the marks. I'm gonna clean up the paint so I don't make a big mess. It seems like came in late. What cardstock are you using? So that I'm working on Wendy Vecchi Perfect cardstock. It is a heavyweight white cardstock. I love that for card making. It comes pre-cut in 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 panels. You can also get it in folded cards. And then on my big guy here that I did, this is Ranger watercolor cardstock. Sand is light. Yeah, the sand is a light color. It's a nice off-white. Let's see if I can pull that in there. It's like a beige taupe. I don't know. Beigey taupe. Sand, that's what it is. Okay, so let's just wipe up some of this paint here. I don't need that anymore. And I'll put down some fresh black when for my marks. Should I have? Didn't bring my garbage close by. Oh, on craft paper, that would look really cool. Go ahead and give it a try. All you need is paint and some stuff that you find around your house. But I was really surprised with how the cards like came out once they were finished, I must say. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my brother Daryl. That's exactly what we say. This is my, we say all the time, this is my sister Heather, and this is my other sister Heather. And then people look at us like we have 5 heads. Okay, so let's grab these back down here. Okay. Too funny, you guys. All right, some more black paint. We're using distressed black paint for the marks because it's a little bit more fluid, but you could use any black paint. Okay, and I'm gonna go first with my favorite, the pine cone. Love this. I love how this pine cone looks. All right, so here we go. Pine cone it up. I'm gonna do 2 pine cones on this one. I'm switching the direction though. Any other cardstock or watercolor paper that works best for alcohol ink? So for alcohol ink, you want to use a non-porous surface. So anything that is glossy, we do make Yupo in 3 different types. We have translucent, we have white Yupo, and then we have white Yupo heavy stock. We also have hardcore art panels, which are a MDF hardcore board for using with alcohol ink, and we have other alcohol ink cardstocks. We have a sparkle paper, a silver one, a black one, and also just like a regular white gloss cardstock. So any kind of non-porous surface you want to use for alcohol ink. All right, and then Oh, acorn caps, that would be fun. All right, now I'm gonna make some lines with my little card here. Let's see. Love that. Love that. Let's do lines on this one. Rolling the pine cone. Oh, that's a good idea. All right, oh, my favorite, dots. Dots, where's my pencil? Here we go, pencil. I love dots. Dots should just be on everything. Oh, great, you're gonna make this into a Mother's Day card? That would be so pretty. I love how the cards came out. Okay, oh, let's do the hair clip. Love the hair clip. I'll do it in this direction this time. These remind me of flies, like flies around a mason jar. Okay. Oh, thanks, Colleen. Talk to you later, girlfriend. Oh, that's so funny. Your mom complains you never... I get the same complaint. My sister's always like, you never make me a card. So I'm sure your mom will love a handmade Mother's Day card. My family is gonna get the ones that we made last week, Savannah and I together. Okay, let's see, let's get some circles. I think I'm gonna just do circles now on this one, the big circle with the hair tie. What, like that? Okay, so I think I'm gonna keep that like that. So that's, whoop, that's one. I'll let that dry a minute. And let's finish up this one. Maybe I won't do big circles on this. Let's see, what else should we try? Oh, let's do the toothbrush. Hopefully I can do the toothbrush better for you guys this time. I feel like I messed it up on the last one. Let's go this way. There we go. Just like that, like scrapey kind of, whatever. It's supposed to be lots of hair products. That's because I have a 5-year-old, a 5-year-old girl, I should say. So I have her hair clip, which she's like, which one is that? I'm like, you don't, it's too small for your hair now. It's okay, I promise. All right, now I gotta just put something in here, and I'm not sure what I want to put there. I guess, you know what? I'm just gonna do the hair clip. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I do have something said the back of a binder clip, so I have one. Let's try it. Why not, right? Here we go. I'm not even gonna test it out. I'm just going for it, you guys. Ooh. That's fun. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna leave that like that. Binder clip. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. So let's get these, we're gonna let these dry a little bit and then let's get them finished up. So here we have our backgrounds here, nice and bold backgrounds, and we'll work on the sentiments. Leave the center blank. Oh, I could have done that. I'm not a blank person. I have a hard time leaving things blank, but I'm gonna put a sentiment over top of that. So some of it will be covered up anyway. You're gonna be scrounging around. I know I was so tempted to pull out some of my kitchen utensils because I thought some of them would be really cool, and I'm like, do I really use this garlic press? But I refrained. I refrained. All right, let's just get myself cleaned up just a little bit here. Glad you're liking this technique. It's just super fun. I had a lot of fun with this one. Oh, you're welcome for the chance to win. Yes, definitely share the video and you will get a little prize package from Ranger. All right, well, let's go back to our big guy here. So I did this in my sample. I actually cut it smaller just because I didn't like the bottom. But you could, if you liked your whole page, you could totally keep it like this. I think for this one, I'll keep it like that. So what I did on here was I just pulled out some collage paper, these are collage tissue sheets from Dina Wakley 2. And they're so easy to add to your art journals. And it's just like a quick and easy decoration. So I just kind of found something I liked. So I went with this sheet because it said, I spill, I make my mark. And I thought, well, how perfect is that? And I liked this guy here, which is, I don't know, I liked how they had like the heart there, this like scribbly person here. So we'll just use those two. And they're really easy to apply. You're gonna need some adhesive. I use the gel medium. This is not the Ultra Jik, this is the soft gel. So soft gel is great for things like tissue and like thin things, but if you're gonna go heavier like chipboard or like even tags in your journal, you wanna use the ultra thick medium. It took me a while to understand the difference between the gels, but after watching Dina so much, she really explains it well. And so this soft gel is great for things like tissue paper. Let me grab my scissors. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this up, and you don't have to be, the thing I love about using the tissue paper is that you don't have to be a great cutter, because these kind of like get meshed into your background anyway. So let's do a quick cut here. And then I'm just gonna trim it just a little bit. I don't know how, this should be pretty dry. The paint dries pretty quickly, except for the areas that you put a little bit more on. So like those dots I'm a little leery of, they look still a little wet. And Tim's paint you can heat with a heat tool. So the background is dry. I might actually hit this with a heat tool. The background is dry. It's the distress paint that I think is still a little bit damp. So I'm just doing a quick cut. You can tear it, totally. All right, so then I'm just gonna position this one. And on my other one, I used it pretty low, but since this is a bigger page, I'm gonna just do one of these. So yeah, that's a little wet, but that's all right. I'm not even gonna care. I'm gonna brush it with, let me get my other paintbrush, some of this soft gel here. Let me make sure I'm on the screen. Can you guys see? I hate to, Yeah, all right, so lightly brush the back side with some of that soft gel. This is just gonna tack it down. It doesn't have to be all covered. And then let's, I don't know, position that on your page. And so I am not a art journaler. So I wanted to show you this though, to show like, hey, this is an idea like to use in your art journals if you're not a card maker. And then look, you're just gonna brush this down over top, and my black paint is still a little bit wet, so I'm not gonna go crazy with this because I'm gonna ruin it. But you would just go over, yeah, you just paint over the entire thing, and you can see, here I'll go over this area, my brush is now dirty. This will just tack down onto your surface, and let me show you on my sample how it, like, the tissue just meshes like right into that background. So I'm gonna set this aside though. Actually, let me do my other spill. Where's my, so then this one says I spill, I make my mark, and I think I'm gonna use this like dark one on this one. Just switch it up a little. And look, I'm gonna rip this too. I'll rip this one. So, yeah, so you can use these in your art journals. I love having the collage tissue for just like a quick, adding in a quick little imagery if you don't want to pull out the stamps or things like that. And I like how you can still see some of that background coming through. So soft gel medium, I'm gonna stick this, let's see, stick this right over here. So I'll set this aside to dry, and then I'll glue the rest down later. But I wanted you to get the idea. And look, see how you go right over the entire tissue here? This just seals it to your paper. Just paint right over top. If Dina's still watching, she's probably like, what is she doing? Okay, and then this here, we can just cut off this little flappy guy here. So where do you get the tissue paper prints? Love them. Okay, so these are Dina Wakely Media collage paper. They're tissue sheets. She has, I think, 3 or 4 packs out now. They're available on rangerinc.com. And let me show you guys this because this is really cool. This one happens to be vintage sketches, but like I said, she has a couple designs out, and they come printed in black and printed in white. So let me show you what the white looks like. I don't know if you guys could see that, but yeah, there you go. It's the same images, like here's the one I'm using, but it's actually printed in white. So when you put it over a dark surface, let me see, do I have, let me sit back at this card. When you put it over a dark surface, like that, you can see you'll be able to see the design through. It looks like a resist, it's pretty cool. So you get it both in black and printed in black and white, and there's 4 of each of the designs. So definitely check that out. It's a great thing for mixed media and for collage and art journal. And oops, see, I just smudged that. That's okay. So I'm gonna let this like dry a little bit more, but I just wanted to share what you could do with your big piece. So I really like how that looks. So all right, let's put that aside to dry, and let's work on our cards. Yes, you can get the collage paper plain with nothing printed on it. And I actually have one. Let me show you guys that. So this is the Collage paper plain. It has nothing printed on it. It's just 20 sheets of this tissue. So you can stamp right on there. You can do all kinds of things on there and then just collage it in. So those are available at rangerink.com. I will post a supply list in the description of this video when we're done. So just go back and click on that and you'll see all the products that I used today. So yeah, so that's my quick little idea of using this in a journal or mixed media way. Yeah, you can paint the white paint, and also the gloss sprays, the Dina Wakley gloss sprays work on the those white resist ones. They work really cool. They actually resist that white printing, so you could spray on them as well. Okay, cards. All right, so these probably need a little time to dry, but let's see what we can do here to get them done for you guys. So I have 2 sentiments that I'm gonna stamp out, so I'm gonna work on those. How am I on time? 4 o'clock. Okay, good. So I am using the Letter It You Rock stamp set, so I'm gonna use this You Rock sentiment for one of them. And then I'm actually going to use the Letter It Thank You, and I'm going to use the Thanks stamp for the other card. Any sentiment would do, obviously. And then I'm going to stamp. I always stamp in archival ink. This is Jet Black Archival. It's just branded in our little Letter It cube. It's also available in archival cube like this, as well as like traditional size ink pad. So, but Jet Black Archival ink, I always stamp in archival ink. And I need my sentiment strip. So I pre-cut a sentiment strip for this, and then this is for the thanks. Okay. Okie dokie. So let's do these. Dina has a video about the white printed tissue, yes, and I believe if you go to rangerink.com and you search under Dina Wakley Media videos, if you go to our videos tab and just select on Dina Wakley, she shows that at Creativation demo, and I think it's like techniques using gloss sprays is the video, something like that. May has to leave in about 5 minutes. Oh, okay, let me hurry up. No, just kidding. The replay will be available to watch, and we will post this one on our YouTube and our Ranger videos page. So you can always catch the replay. Okay, so You Rock, inked it nice and good with Jet Black Archival, have it on acrylic block here, and now I'm just eyeballing and stamping. Praying for the best. Okay, so there we go. Nice clean impression, not too bad, Kelly. And then what I did, actually I'll put this aside and then I'll do my thanks next. The Dina gloss sprays are so nice, May. Yes, they are. They're so fun. I used them 2 weeks ago in my Earth Day project. So if you want to see those in action, feel free to scroll back. But we made a fun mini book, and we also made some cards then. We actually made this card here. We made this card in that project with the gloss sprays. The background is actually gloss spray. Okay. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Okay, so thanks. Thank you. Denise is anxious to try this. It's so much fun. You're gonna have a blast. I'm telling you. So while I'm inking, I want to hear, if you're a mom, what your plans are for Mother's Day. I'm trying to think. I usually host Mother's Day brunch, and obviously I'm off the hook this year. So I told my daughter I just want to do nothing, just relax, but she didn't like that idea. Okay, nice firm stamping, good impression. I'm gonna give this a quick trim, a little fussy cut. I'm gonna try not to be too fussy about it though. Okay. Get in the camera so you could actually watch me. We all know I do not like to fussy cut. Some people do, and I get it. It's just not my thing. I think because I've never been a good cutter. I don't know if it's a lefty thing or what my problem is, but if they gave a test in art school on cutting, I probably would have failed art school. Oh, your mom is so far away across the ocean. I'm a mom, wish I could see my son in the Navy. Oh, well, tell him thank you for his service. I know. My mom is home. I see her through her screen door. Take her dog out for a walk for her. My mom has cancer, so she is very high risk. So nothing planned for Mother's Day. So my favorite restaurant is doing like a curbside pickup. It's not a chain restaurant, it's like a local restaurant. And they're doing like a 3-course meal. So I was gonna try and maybe see if my husband would get that for me. Yes, the video keeps freezing, Denise. Is anybody else having problems? It's okay on my side, but I know Simon was live earlier today and he had problems with his video too. So I don't know if like the internet is just bad today or what. But it'll be on replay. So if you do have some connection problems, just come back and have a look. All right. Now I'm getting like a little too fussy here, guys. All right, I think that's good. We're gonna leave it at that. I don't want to like, you know, you to watch me cutting all afternoon. Yes, I am a lefty. All right, so these I actually want to trim down so I can mount them. I'm gonna hit them with the heat tool so we can just finish them up. We're just about done. Grab my heat tool. I used to have a friend who would say I'd give my right arm to be ambidextrous. You know, I like being a lefty. I feel like it always just made me stand out and be a little different, but there are some challenges. I'm not gonna lie, especially when like you were in school and there was no lefty desk or there was like one lefty desk. I got in trouble once because somebody thought I was talking to my neighbor, but really I was just trying to write. I was kind of turned to the side a little bit. So yeah. It's freezing on and off. Oh, I don't know. I have full strength on my Wi-Fi, so your Wi-Fi is hung over. It's all okay now. All right. Well, if you missed a part, feel free to come back and check out the replay. I am just gonna keep on rolling. Keep on keeping on. All right. So now I'm gonna just trim these just 1/4 of an inch so I can mount them onto black. And I'm gonna hope that I don't mess anything up too bad. Just making some room here so I don't. Okay, a little cutting mat. So I did order a paper trimmer from Ranger because I ordered my supplies. I ordered my supplies from work to be sent to me at home here, and I don't know why, but I think I told you guys this in another video if you've been watching me. I threw out my paper trimmer recently because it was like an old, big, like clunky one, and you have to like replace the blades, and I just I don't know, I guess I just decided I didn't need it anymore, so I threw it out. So I've been having to use an X-Acto knife to trim all of my cardstock. So when I trim, I just kind of find what area I want to take it off from. Sometimes it's a little bit from both sides, sometimes it's just one side. It just really depends. Like this, I'm going to trim a little bit of both ends. I actually think trimming it finishes it off nicely because it kind of cuts off some of that white border, and I don't know, I kind of like the look of that. I think it looks, I just smudged my thing here, but that's all right. Okay. So it's not completely dry, so what are you gonna do? All right. Somebody said refresh your browser. So if you're having freezing problems, try that. Graphic design school, yes. I'm a graphic designer. I have a BFA in graphic design. And so that's where the cutting comes from. All right, I'm gonna try and, this is definitely wet. All right. I hate to not trim it though, because it looks so nice on black. So I'm just going to go for it. I'm gonna try not to, just gonna do it quick. So I'm really eyeballing this, you guys, because I don't want to fuss with it too much. But it looks so nice when you mount it on the black, so. All right, last side. Let's hope I did pretty good on that. All right. Get this mat out of the way. So I can't wait. I think my order is coming like in the next day or two, and it hopefully has a paper trimmer in it. Because I need one. How long is the replay available? The replay will be available forever. So it will live on our Facebook page, but I will also post it probably tomorrow to YouTube and our videos page on rangerinc.com. So you can catch it in any of those places. Okay, this is Wendy Vecchi Perfect Card Adhesive. So just mounting it to black. You can, these are flat panels, but you can mount it to a folded panel to make like a real card out of it. I will probably mount this to a folded card, just so the inside is like nice and clean and stuff too. So that, this one. This dries nice and clear, like super clear. So it's a great liquid adhesive for card making. Look at that, I didn't do too shabby for really eyeballing those cuts. And I like to you could just weight this down so that it dries for a couple seconds. was just peeking in on me. Yes, your fingers do not get sticky with the Perfect Card adhesive. It's a really great adhesive. All right, and if you have any like edges sticking up, just make sure that you got glue in your corners. I tend to miss the corners often. And it just takes maybe about a minute or so. The Make Art Station is a great tool for weighting down your cards to let them dry. I'm just gonna hold this down for a minute while I actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Stay down. Because you can put magnets on it, and the weight of the magnet is great for letting your glue dry. Just do that for now. Okay, and then I'm going to get my sentiments, and let me make sure I'm in the camera here. This is the Wendy Vecchi Make Art Perfect Card Adhesive. It is a wet glue. And we're gonna just get some foam tape here for my sentiments. And my scissor. This is got a little black paint on there, but that's okay. When you're doing this at home, just make sure your backgrounds are nice and dry. Yeah, my classes are getting better and better each week. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, a little bit of foam tape, Ranger foam tape on the back. All right, these should be pretty good now. And then let's see what one we want to put on what background. So my hands are dirty. Okay, yes, give the adhesive a try because it's really a great adhesive. So it does have this, let me see if you guys can see this. It comes with a fine tip applicator, and you can get this from like as big of a dot to as fine as a dot, super easy. So like really tiny dots here, without a problem. But you can put the pink Ranger fine tip applicator. It looks like this. So it looks like this, but it has a pink thing here instead of gray. It's pink. You could actually pop this off and put that on, and if you really want a fine tip, you can do that. And I know my coworker is working on a video for our YouTube channel that explains all about our fine tip applicators. So that is to come in the next couple weeks. But yeah, these are our Ranger fine tip applicators. And the Make Art Station with the magnets is a game changer. Yes, it is. And I wish I had mine out right now for the drawing. Okay, I'm gonna decide what card I'm gonna, and I think I'm gonna do the U Rock on this one here, and the thanks on this one here. Okay. And do I want, I'm gonna keep it like that, just like that. You're welcome. I'm glad you guys liked this project. It really came together nicely. I was not sure. I was like, I know I want to do something with mark making. I know I wanted to do color blocking, but I didn't really know how it all was gonna turn out. And I was like, well, it's gotta turn out, it's gotta come together because I'm going live. So now I'm just struggling with the backing of the foam tape as per usual. One came off super easy. There we go. The fine tip applicators are a huge help. They work with stickles, they work with liquid pearls, they work with adhesives, multi-medium. They work on Dina's paints here. There's the pink applicator fits on there. They work on a lot of our bottles. Okay, and the rock is gonna go here. Okay, and then I'm gonna accent this, especially because I have a little smudge there. So I'm gonna try and distract from that because I don't want to waste my card. And in my sample, let's see, I'm gonna get the 3 colors that I used, which were the peacock, eggplant, and because these have a fine tip, I could actually just go right from the bottle to create, and because they're such a thick paint, they hold their shape, so you can create little accent dots right from these bottles. So I know in card making, little accents, that's such a big trend right now. Likewise, if you wanted smaller dots, I'll show you this technique. You can just put a little bit out on your craft sheet, which that is way more than you need. And then Wendy has these amazing styluses, Make Art styluses. They come 2 in a pack, just like this, and they have 4 different sizes, different balls on top, and you can use these with liquid pearls, you can use them with paints, anything, and they make the perfect size dot, like every time. So if you wanted smaller dots, like if you wanted to do some big and some small, you can just go in with that. I want that a little bit bigger, so adding. There we go. So let me hold that up so you guys can see. And don't be like me and forget that you put those on there and they're wet. But there you have it, 2 cards with our backgrounds. And here's the cards that were in my original samples. Let me wipe this up because I will mess this up. Okay. So 2 cards using my mark making ideas. I hope that you go ahead and have some fun and play around with your own tools around the house. And then of course, don't forget we have our art journal pages. So we did the big guys here. This was from my sample too. How easy you can incorporate these in your art journals. I really like this one. But really great tools. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera back around so that I could say goodbye to everyone. Give me 1 second. Okay, here I am. So thank you all for tuning in again for another Wednesday episode, I guess you could call this. I will be back next week. We will be live on Friday on our Instagram, Ranger_Inc, with a question and answer with Diane Reevely this week. So 3 p.m. on Ranger's Instagram, Ranger_Inc, 3 p.m. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, continue to share and comment that you've shared, and I will be picking 2 prizes, 2 people to win a Ranger prize. I hope you enjoyed this project. I had so much fun making these marks, these fun found object marks. So have fun. If you do this project, please tag us at Ranger Inc, #Ranger Inc, so that I can see your work, because I would love to see what you make, especially after following this little tutorial here. So again, have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had a blast as usual. I'll see you all next week. Take care.